We're talking about House Bill 1447. This new law takes effect in January. There are two parts that teachers and librarians are most concerned about. Section 2 bans materials that are obscene or harmful to minors. Opponents argue harmful to minors is too vague and could mean anything that someone is opposed to. Section 5 and Section 6 say that if someone is found to have given harmful material to minors, they can't use an educational defense and they've committed a level 6 felony. It comes down to supporters who say that children should not be exposed to graphic sexual content at school, and opponents who worry about censorship and book bans.
Fly Guy, he's right over here. He's very popular.
There are hundreds, maybe thousands of books inside Maggie Nate's first grade classroom.
And it is something you take pride in as a teacher.
Nate teaches in the PHM School Corporation, a district which, since 2005, has had a policy explaining what happens if someone doesn't like a book or material inside a PHM classroom or library. At PHM, according to the district, in the 2021 to 22 school year, 2 parents at 2 different PHM schools filled out parental feedback forms. The following school year, 2 parents filled out forms. And so far during this school year, 1 parent has filled out the form. The district says when the books were reviewed by the committee as laid out in the district's long-standing policy, the books were found to have literary value. In fact, most school districts in Indiana have similar policies. School City of Mishawaka says in the past 3 years, there have been no requests to review any materials. Concord Community Schools says it's removed 3 books with its procedure, 1 from the junior high and 2 from the high school. Still, during the last legislative session, some lawmakers claimed parents felt the process wasn't working and that their children were being exposed to inappropriate sexual content.
If I can get everybody's attention.
This is video from an April Indiana House Education Committee hearing. Legislators were debating similar legislation to House Bill 1447.
Parents have testified in school board meetings and come to me and many members of this committee and assembly many times over the last couple of years saying that the system did not work for them.
But your procedure opens up the possibility that all students would be forbidden to see a book that only some parents found objectionable.
While there were a small handful of supporters who spoke,
I am baffled and confused at the games being played with our children's futures.
During the 4-hour hearing, a long list of librarians, teachers, and even legal experts said they oppose the part of the amendment that would ban harmful materials due to its vagueness, and the section that criminalizes teachers and librarians who use that questioned material.
A felony jury trial is no place to conduct education policy.
I believe these amendments in any form will be used to target specific books with LGBTQ themes and will do nothing to protect minors.
What one person may object to, another may support, and that is why there is a review process in place.
We condemn the legislature's attempt to ban books in Indiana.
This will potentially lead to frivolous prosecution and waste taxpayer dollars.
Supporters and sponsors of the legislation fought back, saying many parents feel this type of legal change and its transparency are needed.
My phone is lighting up with people saying, I'm so sorry, I cannot be there to testify.
The hearing itself had very few people in the State House to support the legislation, and no examples were presented of widespread issues with current school and library book policies.
I have constituents who have told me that the process isn't working.
Local state representative Jake Teshka is on the Education Committee and voted in favor of the bill. During the hearing, he said he wanted to help parents who felt their kids were being exposed to inappropriate materials in schools.
And quite frankly, I was surprised by some of the passages that were found in some of these books that are housed in schools.
Still, opponents said a book or material should not be taken away from all children just because one person doesn't agree with it. Ultimately, House Bill 1447 passed along party lines and the governor signed it.
We just don't know what the impacts will be of this new law.
Local state representative Maureen Bauer voted against it and now has concerns for the future.
Whether or not school boards are going to view this in a reasonable manner or if they're going to side on the side of the appeal process and take a more extreme approach.
The law goes into effect January 1st. We reached out to Representative Teschka. He did not respond to our multiple requests for comment. We also reached out to the St. Joseph County and Elkhart County prosecutors. St. Joseph County prosecutor declined to comment. Elkhart County prosecutor never wrote back. In Indiana, people convicted of this level of felony could face 6 months to 2.5 years in prison. In the newsroom, Kristen Bean, WSBT 22 News.